As President Biden ramps up his general election campaign, there are new warning signs. The Washington Post reporting former President Obama has raised questions about the structure of President Biden's reelection campaign. Two sources confirmed to NBC News that Obama and Biden met over lunch in December and discussed the campaign, with Obama expressing deep concern about Mr. Trump's political strength. Underscoring the urgency, one source telling me this is an all-hands-on-deck moment.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a report that behind closed doors, the Obamas are having a full-blown meltdown over the fact that Joe Biden is probably going to lose in a landslide to Trump, okay? They're not feeling very good about Biden's chances against Trump. In fact, Michelle Obama actually came out and hit the panic button publicly in an interview in which she basically said, yeah, I'm concerned about the 2024 election. She's absolutely terrified, as she should be. It's actually music to my ears to see the Obamas and the Democrat establishment in full-blown panic mode over the idea that Trump could take back the White House in 2024. Take a look.
What keeps me up are the things that I know. The war in the region, in too many regions. What is AI going to do for us? The environment, are we moving at all fast enough? What are we doing about education? Are people going to vote? And why aren't people voting? Are we too stuck to our phones? I mean, those are the things that keep me up, because you don't have control over them. And you wonder, where are we in this? Where are our hearts? What's going to happen in this next election? I am terrified about what could possibly happen, because our leaders matter. Who we select, who speaks for us, who holds that bully pulpit. It affects us in ways that sometimes I think people take for granted. The fact that people think that government, does it really even do anything? And I'm like, oh my God, does government do everything for us? And we cannot take this democracy for granted. And sometimes I worry that we do. Those are the things that keep me up.
Yeah, so it's fascinating that Michelle Obama is speaking out after this report that, hey, the Obamas are concerned that Biden could lose, because a lot of people have speculated that Michelle Obama could be the Democrat nominee. She could replace Joe Biden as the candidate to take on Trump in 2024.
I really believe the Democrats are going to do their superdelegate, which can vote differently than the public. So it's a hand-selected group of people that the party elites select, and if they feel, for the party or for democracy's sake, the people have been duped, they can override their vote. And I think you're going to see the poll numbers going down so horribly that you're going to have somebody else besides Biden. And you can't have his vice president. Superdelegates stand in and they say, you know what, for the good of the country, we need somebody that can unite us all. And that would be Michelle Obama.
Yeah, I don't think that Glenn Beck is off base when it comes to Biden potentially being replaced. I'm just not sure if it's going to be Michelle Obama. But I believe that Biden probably more likely than not won't be the Democrats' nominee. Okay, I think that they're going to wait till the primary season is over, okay, after they finish essentially rigging the Democrat primary and also basically trying to rig the general election by removing Trump from the ballot, which they openly state that, hey, yeah, this is exactly what we want to do, and we're cheering it on.
Do you think he should be barred from any ballots given his actions on January 6th?
Well, I support every state taking very aggressive action to keep him off the ballot. He is undergoing court action across America.
Yeah, so that being said, again, I think that once the Democrat primary is done, okay, and they figure out whether or not they can actually keep Trump off the ballot, okay, or, if Trump is actually going to go to jail or be convicted, I do think that Biden's going to be replaced, okay? I think that Biden probably will not be the nominee, and I think that they're basically trying to replace Biden in the most undemocratic way possible because, hey, Biden's support is in the dumps. Okay, his poll numbers are a disaster. He's probably going to go down as one of the worst presidents in United States history. And I personally think that if an election was held today, that Biden would lose in a landslide because, again, he's just doing terrible across the board, whether it be the economy, inflation, crime, the border, foreign policy, you name it. Whatever issue it is, Biden is doing terrible. And this is the reason why as Biden begins to actually get on the campaign trail, he's coming out of his basement. Okay, they're bringing Sleepy Joe out of his basement. He's doing some campaigning, this time in South Carolina, right? This is why, instead of actually talking about the real issues, right, and campaigning on his accomplishments, which are none, okay, if you want to talk about positive things, but he's accomplished a lot of negative things, like, you know, destroying the country, he has to turn to the tried and true strategy from Democrats, which is race hustling.
Is it fair to tie in any way what happened at the Emanuel AME Church to Donald Trump? Donald Trump had barely launched his campaign when that attack happened.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Jake. I think it is very clear that Donald Trump's utterances way back before Charlottesville, or at the time of Charlottesville, ties him to what happened at Mother Emanuel.
During his campaign speech in South Carolina. Take a look.
After the historic movement for justice in the summer of 2020, I signed the most significant police reform executive order in history. So a home owned by a black family on one side of a highway, built by the same builder on the other side of the highway, and a white guy living in it, the white guy's home is valued more than the black guy's. No, I know you know it, but guess what? That's how you build generational wealth.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? A Democrat race hustling in a black church in Charleston, South Carolina. Again, this is typical Democrat behavior when you can't run on any policies or any real accomplishments. Let's just race hustle, okay? However, the race hustle seemed to backfire on Joe Biden because Joe Biden, who basically just said in the speech that, hey, the justice riots of 2020 were historic, okay? Historic, okay, for justice. He's basically endorsing the violent behavior that we saw from the woke activists of 2020, the BLM movement. And we all know that this endorsement of the violent protests, riots from Democrats have emboldened these extremists in this country to commit acts of violence based off their politics. This is currently what we're seeing with the pro-Palestinian rioters across the country. They showed up to Biden's speech at this church and interrupted him as he was making a point about the alleged threat of white supremacy in this country. But before we get into it, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Nightwatch Pro. The most useful and popular gadget that you can get this new year is undoubtedly a pair of night vision binoculars. That's because until recently, they were just too expensive for most hobbyists. But recent advancements in technology and research have made night vision more affordable than ever. This is why I highly recommend and use Nightwatch Pros, because I'm always keeping an eye out for potential young scholars. Nightwatch Pros are affordable night vision binoculars that allows me to see and record in pitch darkness with Predator-Like vision. I can use these for watching wildlife, scenic viewing, surveillance, patrol detection, home protection, and much more. These Nightwatch Pros allow night vision recording in Ultra 4K HD or highly detailed 36 MP photos. Plus, they feature 5x zoom capabilities, anti-shake technology, a crystal clear 3-inch screen, and 7-level adjustable IR illumination. Get the Nightwatch Pro for a whopping 15% off this New Year's. Plus, stay secure with a complimentary 100% lifetime guarantee replacement. Gain access to the Preppers Peak exclusive newsletter for weekly life-saving Preppers tips, free express shipping, and much more. Order now before this offer ends by going to nightwatchpro.com. Once again, that's nightwatchpro.com and use promo code 15OFF.
On June 17, 2015, the beautiful souls, 5 survivors, invited a stranger into this church to pray with them. The word of God was pierced by bullets and hate, of rage, propelled by not just gunpowder, but by a poison. Poison that has for too long haunted this nation. What is that poison? White supremacy. Oh, it is. It's a poison. Throughout our history, it's ripped this nation apart. It has no place in America. Not today, tomorrow, or ever.
If you really care about the lives lost here, then you should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Thank you. Look, folks, I understand their passion, and I've been quietly working with the Israeli government to get them to reduce and significantly get out of Gaza. I'm using all that I can to do that.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Okay, I think what you just witnessed there was a classic case of Stockholm Syndrome, right? Because you have to have Stockholm Syndrome in order to cheer for 4 more years of chaos and destruction and economic depression, right? Which is basically the description that I would use to describe the Biden administration, okay? Because that's what they're cheering for. I don't understand why you're cheering for your own continued economic pain. I'm not sure why you would continue to cheer for illegal immigrants to invade the country. I'm not sure why you would continue to cheer for more crime. I'm not sure why you would continue to cheer sending billions of dollars overseas to other countries. I'm not sure why are they continuing to cheer for a man who clearly is too old to be president. He has lost it mentally. I don't get it, right? I really don't get it. I do not get Democrat Party voters. But with that being said, what you just witnessed there is the reason why Michelle Obama is concerned, okay? Like I told you guys, when this war first happened with Hamas and Israel, I said this is going to destroy the Democrat Party. It is going to tear the Democrat Party apart, okay? It's going to be their Achilles heel, okay? And lo and behold, Biden's poll numbers have suffered greatly ever since that war started. It happened especially with younger voters, because they're not going to show up to vote for Joe Biden. This is why, for as much as I hate the woke activists interrupting everyday Americans' lives with their stupid protests, I don't tell them to stop protesting. I just say stop protesting in the streets by blocking traffic, okay? Because the more that they protest the Biden administration, the more they protest Democrats, the worse for Democrats, okay? I'm never going to interrupt my enemy as they are disrupting or sabotaging my other enemy, right? I'm going to let my enemies fight each other, okay? And hopefully they destroy each other so that we can be stronger, okay? And I think that's what's happening to the woke activists and the Democrat Party, right? I'd be more than happy to watch them destroy each other. Just don't interrupt the lives of everyday average Americans who really don't have anything to do with it. In support of your cause, right? That's the only thing I ask. So, hey, don't stop protesting. Just make sure you protest the Democrats, right? Keep showing up to their events, okay? Voice your concerns. Make yourself heard, okay? I'm never going to complain about the woke activists interrupting Democrats like Joe Biden race hustling, okay? Can't complain about that too much, okay? I mean, again, you already have the common sense people who actually do care about issues related to this country that are saying, you know, the economy's not great. The border's open, you know, things out of control. I'm not voting for Biden. And then you got the people who, don't really want to vote for Biden because Biden's not woke enough, right? Those people, are basically abandoning Biden, even though Biden being too woke is the reason why this country is on the wrong path. But again, what you're seeing here is a reflection in the polls of the fact that Biden is not getting the support that is needed in order for him to beat Trump in 2024. Okay, we have this new general election poll in which Trump is essentially dominating Biden across the board. Arizona, Trump's up 6. Georgia, Trump's up 8. Florida, Trump's up 11. Pennsylvania, Trump is up 1. Michigan, Trump is up 2. North Carolina, Trump is up 4. Again, this is a recipe for a disaster for Biden, okay? And as you can see here, RFK in all of these polls he seems to be taking away a significant amount of support from Biden, okay? Like I also told you guys from the beginning that RFK, once he announced he was going to run as an independent, that was bad news for Democrats. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, RFK is a Democrat, and he's a big name Democrat, or his family name is a big name in the Democrat Party. He's definitely going to pull more, Biden supporters or potential Biden supporters or people that are disaffected from Biden. Then he's going to pull from Trump. Biden doesn't have a base, okay? Nobody actually really likes Biden, okay? This is why they got to come out here and race hustle all the time and talk about Trump and white supremacy, because nobody really likes him, okay? When does Biden ever really talk about himself, okay? When does anybody ever come out here and say, I really like that Joe Biden fella, okay? Or you see a Biden-Harris sign. You don't see that. You never see a Biden-Harris sign. I haven't seen a Biden-Harris sign in years. That's because he does not have a base. Now, again, the people that would vote for Biden because they're Trump deranged, there are a lot less of those people because they can see clearly the contrast between the country under Trump versus Biden. And then you got the woke revolutionaries who's also Trump deranged, but at the same time, they're woke and they want Biden to be woke, and Biden's not being woke enough for them. Okay, so they're abandoning Biden, and he's just losing voters across the board. Right. And again, this is what happens when you run a guy that doesn't have a real base and you make his whole campaign about another guy, Trump, who under his watch, the country was in a much better place. So what you're saying is that Biden's getting beat like a drum across the board, and the Democrats are getting desperate. Even the Obamas are worried, right, behind the scenes. And we all know they're pulling the strings, okay? Biden's presidency is just Obama's presidency 2.0, okay? It's just Obama's third term in the White House. And the puppet masters are concerned, right? They're upset that Biden might lose. And that panic leads me to believe that they're probably going to find a way to replace Biden, okay? If the polls continue to get worse, after the Democrat primary is done, I think they're going to pull Biden, okay? I'm not sure if it's going to be Michelle Obama that replaces Biden, but I think he's going to be pulled, and I think he's going to be replaced. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.